Okay, Team Impact, we're rocking and rolling here. We're moving on to box and whisker plots. Today is Tuesday, March 18th. We are going to have a quiz tomorrow. It won't be on box and whisker plots, but we did have a good review on dot plots, mean absolute deviation, and the measures of center. All right, let's go ahead and get started here with this. This is quite involved, so I want to get rolling. I'm running a little late. The value. So we're going to talk about a box and whisker plot, and this is a box, and these are the whiskers, right? And a box and whisker plot is a way to display data on a number line by organizing it into 4 sections. All right, box and whisker plots help visualize data distribution. All right, so let's define some words here, okay? First, what? Minimum value is the smallest value. The lower quartile is what we call the median of the lower half. The median is, as you know, is the middle number. The upper quartile is the median of the upper half. And the maximum value is the largest. And I'll let you get caught up there, right? So just some vocab to go over, okay? Okay, next up. Okay, so we have quartiles. Quartiles are, all right, 4 sections. That make up the box and whisker plot. Okay, so here we are. Here's a box and whisker plot right here. Okay, and let's kind of break this down a little bit. Okay, the box is always 50% of the data. Okay, always 50%. Okay, this lower half is 25%. From this line to this line is 25%. From this line to this line is 25%. And from that line to the top whisker is 25%. Right? So let's talk and define what these things are here, okay? So this is the smallest value that dot represents. This is the whisker. This is the median of the lower half, or the lower quartile. This is the median of the data. This line represents the median of the upper half, and this is the largest value. Now, the first question that comes up is, why is the box shaped like that? Well, it all has to go with data distribution. How are things, right? How are things spread out, right? All right, what is the variation of the data? And you're going to see how this fits together. But let's go ahead and define one more thing, a thing we call the IQR, or the inner quartile range. All right, and that just means it's the range between the upper and lower quartiles. Quartiles means fourth, right? So range tells us to subtract. We're going to subtract this value from that value, okay? Go ahead and get caught up there. I'll slide that down, and you can go from there. All right, so let's make a box plot. Okay, first thing we have to do when we make a box plot is list the data from least to greatest, all right? And we're going to go quick here. 5, right? I cross that off. 8, 10, 12. After 12, I get 14, 18, 21. After 21 is 27 and 30. Okay? Least to greatest. All right, now I'm going to switch to a pencil, okay, because I may make a mistake here. So the first thing I'm going to do is find, all right, the first thing I'm going to do is find the first quartile, or excuse me, the median. 35, 27, 8, 21, 10, 18. Right here is the median, 14. So I'm going to write that down right now. The median is 14. The next thing I'm going to do is find the first quartile. I'm going to pull this up a little bit, right? I don't use the median, but I come to the left. 12 and 5, 8 and 10. So I'm going to add those two numbers up. 18 divided by 2, and I'm going to get 9. 9 is my lower quartile. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top. I'm going to go to 18 and 30. I'm going to add these two numbers up. It's just like the median when you have two numbers. So 21 plus 27 is 48, divided by 2 is 24. 24 is the upper quartile. Okay? Now, the minimum number certainly is 5, and the maximum number is 30. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and make our box plot, right? All right, so the first thing I always do is I find the median. Oh, I got to make my number line, don't I? Okay, so I've got to get from 5 to 30 on this. So I probably am going to end up counting by 2. So I'm going to go a little bit below that to 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and I end up at 30, right? A lot of times this is the hardest part, trying to figure out what our interval is going to be, right? Okay, so let's go to the number 14 and make a line, right? That's our median. Let's go to our first quartile, or lower quartile, which was 9. I'm going to come down between 8 and 10 and make a line. And then let's go to our third quartile, which was 24. I'm going to come up to 24. And what I'm going to do is make a box. A box, okay? This box is 50% of the data. From here to here is 50% of the data. All right, why is this line closer to the first quartile than the third? Well, look at the data distribution. It's clustered tighter, and that's why. This is more spread out, and it shows that by the spread of the data on the box plot. I'm going to come up to 30 and put a dot and draw a whisker. That whisker goes to 30, and I'm going to come down to 5 and draw a whisker, and that whisker goes to 5, because that's the lower and that's the upper, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and find my range, which range is range. 30 minus 5 is 25. And then we're going to find the interquartile range. To get the IQR, we take the third quartile and we subtract 24, and we subtract the first, okay? And that is 15. And 15 is what we call our IQR. A lot of stuff going on there. That is called a box and whisker plot. I'll let you get caught up. Okay, and I have time to probably do one more with you, although in class we're going to do a bunch. Okay? Okay. If you need to pause it, go ahead. I'm going to flip it and go to work here. Okay. Same thing. Number 2. We're going to make a box plot. We got to get organized from least to greatest. Okay? So let's roll. 64, 65, 66, 66. There's a 67. There's a 68. Write it with me. A 70. I think there's a couple 70s. And when you do this, always try to keep it in the same line. 71, 73, 75, and 78. Okay? And there is our data set. Now, we're going to go ahead and find the median of this data set. All right, bang, 75, 60, 73, 60, 71, 66, 70, 67. I have two numbers, right? Well, I don't need to add those two up and divide by 2 because clearly I can see that 69 is the median, right? Or did I miss a number here? All right, because the answer key is saying 70. Let's check this again here real quick. All right, I think I've made a mistake. 64, 78, 75, 73, 66, 71, 66, 70. I think I've missed a number here. Yeah, let's double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have too many numbers. Oh, I've written one too many. So let me double check this. 64, 65. There's only one 66. That is my problem. So, all right. All right, so now let's do this again. Let's get the median. I apologize, but I saw I made a mistake, right? We have to correct that. And clearly right there is our median. Our median is 70. Okay, let's get the first quartile, 60. Bang. 66 is the first quartile. Let's get the third quartile. I started that 70 and this 78. And my third quartile is that. So let me write this information down. My first quartile is 66, 70, 73. Okay? My smallest number is 64. My greatest number is 70. Let's go ahead and make our box plot, right? So we're going to go to the number 70, and I'm going to, oh, I got to make my number line again. I keep forgetting to do that. Now this is getting from, so I'm going to do this a little bit different, okay? Let's see here. I got to get to 80. I'm going to get from 60 to 80. So if I count by fives, let's go to fives. 60, 62, 64, 68, 70, 72, 74. All right, I'm going to count by twos here. Here we go. 60, 62, 64, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86. Your intervals across the bottom could be whatever you want. Okay? Now, just remember, the smaller the interval, the more precise it is. So we're going to go to the number 70 and put a line, because it's my median. I'm going to go to my first quartile of 66. I'm going to put a line. I'm going to go to my third quartile, which was 73, and I'm going to put a line. And you're going to notice that that median falls almost right in the middle of my box because the data is spread out just about evenly. Down to 64, I'm going to put a whisker. And up to 78, I'm going to put a whisker. And there's my box plot. Okay? And so we're going to go with the range. The range is 78 minus 64, and I end up with 14 as the range. And my IQR is the third minus the first, which is 73 minus 66, and if I borrow, I end up with 7. 7 is the IQR. So I apologize about that, but you know, mistakes happen. It's not a big deal. I'm running out of time. I have to get ready for class, but I wanted to get a couple in for you. Let's flip this over and take a peek at the homework here, okay? All right, so the homework, all right, is homework 5, right? It's homework 5. Right there it is. So it's on box plots. 1 through 4. I'm sorry, 1 through 14 on the box plots. It goes to the next page. So it's going to be a busy day in the math lab. Have a good day, guys. If you were at home, I would try to do 1 or 2 more of these, and then I would probably try to interpret the data here, and then we can go from there. Okay? Have a good one.